Did you know that there's actually a way to repair all of your items without spending a single coin? That is one of the many things that I learned playing No Rest for the Wicked. And so in this video, I wanted to go over all of the important things you need to know when playing this game. Early on, it's very important for you to decide on which weapon to main because the endgame weapons require specific stat breakpoints for you to be able to use them. Weapons that only need one stat are going to need 42 points for that specific stat, and the double stat weapon will have a 26-26 split. Different weapons are going to require different stat distributions, so I would say that you have time to experiment until level 15 to 20 and decide on which weapon you're going to main. Currently, you can only get up to level 30 with no possible way to respec your stats, so it's very important that you spend your stat points for the endgame weapon that you actually want to use. A lot of people have been complaining about the repair cost, and rightfully so, because repairing equipment can cost you 2 or even 3 silver coins. But a good way to work around this and save you a ton of money is by making a separate world specifically for repairing equipment. What you need to do is get to the part where you can rescue the blacksmith, and you can stop your progression there so that you can just visit this world whenever you need to repair your items. But aside from the repair cost, one more thing that a lot of people have problems with is actually the game performance. And so if you are playing on Steam, what you can do is you can right click the game, go to Properties, General, and then put -DX12 in the launch options. This will potentially increase your FPS, but I do want to mention that this will not always work for everyone because DX12 is very dependent on hardware configuration. I still recommend giving this a try because you can get a decent boost in performance, and you can always get rid of it if it doesn't give you any improvements. While you're making your way to the end game, definitely make sure that you save up all of the fallen embers that you get. You're going to need this to participate in the crucible, which is like the endgame content that we have right now, and you're going to need 1 fallen ember for each attempt. The crucible is a really good way to level up your character fast, so definitely make sure that you save up plenty of fallen ember. And speaking of endgame, I actually recommend that you save up some weapons, even the ones that are quote-unquote bad, so that you can extract the rune from them. Some runes in the game can be slotted into any weapon, and the other ones can only be slotted into the same identical weapon. One of the runes that I really like is the Fire Throw, which is obtainable from the Climber's Pick. I really like this one because it deals quite a bit of damage, and it's very useful because it's one of the best long-range abilities, especially for melee builds. Running daily bounties is a really good way to get some XP and as well as coins, but the hardest part about this is not even killing the enemies, but actually looking for them. You need to find and kill a specific enemy, but the only catch is that you need to kill every single one of them from different unique locations. So to make things easier for you, you can start pinning their general location so that you actually have a good idea of where the enemies are whenever you're running your bounties. At the start of the game, one of the biggest problems that you're going to encounter is not having enough space in your backpack. But there's actually a way for you to unlock every single slot, and it doesn't even require a ton of effort. What you can do is you can create a new world, and you can start progressing up until you beat the first boss. Because after you beat the first boss, you're gonna be able to talk to the Watcher, and he's going to let you unlock more slots in your inventory. You're gonna have to do this quite a few times if you want to unlock every single one. And yes, obviously this kind of feels like cheating, but in my opinion, it doesn't really matter because this is a single player game. Well, at least for now. But if you don't want to do this, you can instead go for the legitimate ways of unlocking your inventory slots. You can get an E-core from the War Room boss, and you can also get another E-core from the boss that is going to spawn on the second boss location after you beat the campaign. You can turn this into the Watcher, and you can get your slots that way. You're going to need a ton of clay for upgrading your buildings, and even after the buff, it's still very hard to get this material. So the fastest way to get clay is by creating multiple worlds and collecting them for the different locations, and as well as checking the merchant to see if he's actually selling them. If you were not aware, your tools are actually going to disappear after they break, so it's a very good habit to carry any type of repair powder so that you don't have to keep buying the same tool over and over again. With that being said, that is pretty much everything I have for this video. If you found this video useful, definitely make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.